Hi there, my name is Luke, and if you've clicked on this video, you either made a tremendous mistake, or you want to fill your brain with information that you'll never need in game. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. In the closed beta of Valorant, the Lux collection had 4 color variants: blue, which we still have today, camouflage, silver gold, and red. For some reason though, Riot decided to not include 3 of those variants into the main game, even though they already had them prepared and ready. Cape Town and Dubai added 2 newest additions to the EU server list, with Cape Town being added on the 31st of August 2023 and Dubai being added on the 28th of November 2023. Killjoy was originally supposed to be a robot spelled K1LLJ-01, and the original character model for her was later polished and reused for KO. The concept art for KO, by the way, looks like this. The Sentinels of Light is currently the only 2 volume skin line in the game where both knife skins have unique unequip, equip, and inspect animations. For every other 2 or more volume skin line in the game, at least one of the knife skins shares the animations with at least one other knife skin in the game. There are 4 destructible objects on Icebox, including 3 commonly known snowmen and 1 bottle. Vice and Viper currently have the cheapest usual kit in the game with a total cost of 500 credits respectively. Meanwhile, Chamber has the most expensive usual kit with a total cost of 1000 credits. And then my knife did this for some reason. The Mage Punk and the VCT Champions are currently the only 2 skin lines in the game with 3 or more volumes. The longest possible kill distance you can get on any map in a normal game is 93 meters, and if you thought that distance would be on like Breeze or something, you'd be wrong. It actually is on Ascent. In order to reach the kill distance, one person needs to stand in Defender spawn in this corner, while the other person needs to be Sage in top mid, wall over this box, and then shoot all across the map. And if we ping this out, we'll see it's 93 meters. And I tested that you cannot get this kill distance on any other map. In fact, this angle is almost as long as the entirety of Split is wide. The text on the Eagle guns changes depending on which variant you choose. This, however, does not count for the knife for some reason, since no matter what variant you choose for the knife, the display text will always be the same. There are currently 2 agents in the game where we don't know where they're from, those agents being KO and Omen, and honestly I don't know if we know that about Vice and I was too lazy to research that. Anyways, KO is from the future and was brought to the in-game timeline through the failed portal attempt you can see on Breeze. Omen was once human and got turned into a phantom by Viper, I'm fairly sure. I don't fully understand the lore behind Omen. There are currently 37 skin lines in the game which have a custom background in the collection. These include, but are not limited to, Sentinels of Light Volume 1 and 2, Guy's Vengeance Volume 1 and 2, Ruination, Valorant Go Volume 1 and 2, Celestial, every VCT skin line, Undercity, Monkey. You can completely negate fall damage with the following agents: Jet, Raze, Killjoy, ISO, Omen, and the Rain Smith, although I'm not currently able to share that, but you'll have to believe me on that. Technically, you can also negate fall damage with Sage up to a certain height, since you don't actually get rid of fall damage, you just kinda raise the ground. What I thought you could do it with, but didn't actually work out, is a Sova ult, a Deadlock wall, a Deadlock ult, a Breach ult, or, weirdly enough, an Omen ult. In fact, an Omen ult gives you twice the amount of fall damage. And in case you are curious, being vulnerable makes you take double fall damage, even though that kinda makes sense, but I just never really thought about it. There's currently 43 sprays and 43 player cards in the game featuring or starring Jet, which makes her the most perfectly balanced character when it comes to in-game representation. If I counter correctly, that is. Seeing as this corner is a common hiding spot on Icebox, let me show you how to counter it. Go on rafters, look at this specific line, and shoot straight down through rafters with at least a medium penetration gun. Ideally with Vandal, Phantom, Sheriff, Guardian, Ares, or Odin. There are 137 books on Ascent, 136 of which can be found inside this building, and yes, I did count them all. This is the current rank distribution in Valorant according to Esports Tales. As you can see here, if you are Silver 3, you are statistically higher than 51.6% of all Valorant players. And on Diamond 2, you are higher ranked than 93% of all players. The Shorty has the only skin in the game that you cannot get via the game itself. That skin is the Wayfinder and could only be obtained through Amazon Prime Gaming, which is not a thing anymore. If you are on high graphics settings, this tab on Icebox is dripping. There are 17 titles beginning with the letter C when you play the game in English. The Killjoy turret can be moved by 4 agents in the game, those agents being Astra, Breach, Raze, and Sage. There are precisely 6 slices of pizza on the entire map of Ascent, pictures or images of pizza not included. If you AFK in the practice range, you will be kicked after exactly 5 minutes. You can make this jump on Sunset without any abilities. I don't know when you would ever realistically need to do that though, but it is possible as shown in the background. If you can't make the jump though and want to get on the box anyways, you can do it with the following agents util: a Breach ult, a Chamber TP, a Deadlock ult, a Deadlock wall with a bit of crouch spamming, a Jet glide, a Jet updraft, a Jet dash, a Killjoy turret, also crouch spamming, an Omen TP, an Omen ult,
Watch them run. My ultimate is ready.
a Raze satchel, a Raze ult, a Sage wall, a Sova ult, and I thought you could also do it with the Euro TP, but I didn't manage to do that. However, you can put the clone on here, if you want to have a Euro clone on this box, for reasons. You can also make this jump easier with every agent that gives you a speed boost, like the Clove C, the Reyna Dismiss, a Neon Sprint, a Euro ult, or a Brimstone Beacon. The 3 guns with the least amount of skins in the game are the Outlaw with 8 skins plus the default, the Odin with 27 skins plus the default, and the Shorty with 30 skins plus the default. In the beta of Valorant, the maximum money you could have was 12,000 credits. It later got lowered to 9,000 credits, which is the maximum that we still have today. If you AFK in a custom game, the game will tell you that you are AFK and will not be spawned, but it will still spawn you in regardless. The Viper Shorty is the only skin in the game that got a graphics overhaul. At least the only skin to my knowledge. After a certain height, the ISO ult starts behaving weirdly and the graphics start glitching out on the ground. I'm not sure how functional this is, since I was alone when I discovered that and couldn't test it with anyone, but I assume the hitbox is limited to the graphics. The Shorty and the Outlaw have the smallest magazines in the game with only 2 shots before having to reload. If every player on a team goes AFK, only 4 players will be kicked at max, so at least 1 player will always stay on spawn to be killed by the enemies. If you activate your shield with ISO, the timer bar will stay over the escape menu UI and over the buy menu UI, but in a normal game you wouldn't see that since you cannot access the buy menu mid-round or activate the shield in the buy phase. There's a secret voice line in the game which can only be heard in a custom game with 2 Sages. That voice line happens when Sage revives herself, and it sounds like this.
So that's what it feels like.
Back in the day, you can also hear that voice line in a regular game, in the game mode Replication, which hasn't been a thing anymore for quite a while now. The VCD Champions 2021 bundle made Riot a total revenue of $15 million. The 2022 bundle a total revenue of $32 million, and the 2023 bundle a total revenue of $40 million. Now, keep in mind that that money is being split in half and distributed across all 16 teams participating in each Champions event, which means that in 2023, each team got $1.25 million as a participation bonus. And that's it already. Thank you all very much for watching, and if you've watched this far, I usually don't do that, but we have almost reached 4,000 subscribers, and if you are interested in this kind of video or just Valorant content in general, then I'd appreciate if you subscribe, but of course you don't have to, and it helps me out a lot if you just watch the video. If I made any mistakes, please let me know in the comments, and how many of these useless facts did you know? And in the end, I want to give a quick thank you to all my supporters on Patreon or on the YouTube memberships, and I wish everyone watching a wonderful rest of your day.